There's a fifth dimension beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call getting stoned with your friends and listening to records. Welcome to Daily Metal, where every day a different metal album gets dissected for your sadistic listening pleasure. I'm the heavy metal lawyer Emma, and in this show I'll talk about why the music in these albums is so good and where they fall in the history of music's most wretched genre. On June 29th in 1988, the cyborg Korgel was released on the world by the band Voivod in their concept album, Dimension Hatröss. Where to begin with Voivod? First off, let's talk about the Canadian Four. In thrash metal, there are four big American names called the Big Four of thrash metal: Slayer, Anthrax, Megadeth, and I forget the fourth one, I don't know. Puppet Master, maybe? Anyways, Canada did not want to be bested by its southern neighbors, given that it had dominated a lot of rock music before metal, from Neil Young to the Guess Who to, most related to this video, Rush. So Canada puts out their own Big Four of thrash metal: Voivod, Sacrifice, Razor, and Annihilator. I'll definitely be doing videos on Razor and Annihilator because I love both of them. Maybe I'll do one on Sacrifice too, but I'm not super familiar with the band, to be honest, so I have to listen up for that one. How did Voivod earn a spot on this Big Four? Well, it was a unique variation they created for thrash metal that was first made clear in their fourth album, Dimension Hatröss. Apparently, some people argue that Killing Technology, their third album, was the turning point. Those people are wrong. Don't listen to them. And no, I won't explain myself. Dimension Hatröss featured Voivod taking thrash metal back to their prog rock forefathers, Rush, to put the rapid-fire guitar, yelling vocals, and machine gun snare drum of thrash metal into weird time signatures and dissonant chords outside the normal bar chords used by practically every other thrash band, and to this day still the usual chords entirely relied on by most thrash metal bands. Voivod perfectly complemented the discomforting melodies and chaotic rhythms of their new style with the perfect thematic genre, science fiction. Specifically, as aforementioned, the album is about a cyborg named Korgel. Now, of course, science fiction appeared in metal prior to this. Black Sabbath had Iron Man and Supernaut, Judas Priest had Invaders, and Motorhead had Love Me Like a Reptile, which I hope to God is about a science fiction universe rather than Lemmy fucking a lizard. But Voivod was seriously committing to the theme rather than throwing it into a single song, creating a whole fictional universe for Korgel called Dimension Hatröss. The album literally begins with the lyrics of the song Experiment, quote, "Loud echoes from the end, nothing but a flat lie, all I need is a new world, create my universe." The band is literally saying this is the end of the old Voivod. We need a new look and sound, so we are creating a new universe. That's what you can tell the assholes who say Killing Technology is the turning point. Tell them to fuck off. Yes, I said I wouldn't explain myself, but I guess I just did. But seriously, how did those jerks get this stuff onto Wikipedia when they're so wrong? Alright, sorry, I'll calm down. Anyways, I'm not a huge Rush fan, to be honest, but I am a huge Voivod fan, and I think the reason why is, for me, they do a better job than Rush did at making the music catchy and fun as well as weird. Like, imagine every Rush song sounded like Tom Sawyer rather than 2112. The normally macho man vocals associated with thrash are replaced by Voivod's more whiny vocals that remind me a lot of 77 era punk, like the Ramones or the Heartbreakers, especially when the band does group vocals. The guitar tone is as metallic and electric as the band could make it, perfectly encapsulating the sound of a cyborg in songs like Psychic Vacuum that features the kind of quirky guitar mastery of, say, someone like Tom Morello, who is more known for making the guitar make sounds we didn't know it could make more than playing something technically demanding. Though that might be a bad comparison because, as the guitar solo on the very same song, Psychic Vacuum, shows, the guitarist Piggy could fucking shred with the best of them, which is definitely a prerequisite for being in the big four of thrash metal. Unfortunately, Piggy would pass away in 2005, but not before giving metal seven more albums of this thrash metal that could only be found in the Twilight Zone. So is Dimension Hatröss your favorite metal concept album? Do you like metal about sci-fi more or less than metal about fantasy? Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you like this video, please subscribe so you can find out what the metal album of the day is, why it is so brutal, and where it fits in the history of the genre.